live in an apartment, right? 2F.
I was thinking that, bro. Seriously, dead serious. I was thinking that. And that's where you take the picture at. Single picture. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's good. Play ball on the fight side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was going. I keep running here playing ball on the fight.
Man, it's gangsters, brothers. Look, I grew up in the 914 where shit was rough. And the P's always ducking the D's, it's running up. This the crack era, got in the game and learned to stack cheddar. Big chain establishing, I'm a cash getter. I went to prison for niggas I never told on. Big time a Manny and Stunner getting my roll on. Had to switch it up, shit was getting hectic. I won a couple wars, started moving reckless.
What's going on, world? Welcome to my podcast. It's Just Different with Ty, where I talk about social, political issues. You know, I'm here with one of my childhood friends, one of my bros for life right here. You know, and we here at, you know, where we grew up at. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself to y'all, to the world. Go ahead, bro.
It's your boy GB, the Humble King, other known as Jamar Smythe. You know what I'm saying? 914, 807, bang, bang all day.
807 bang bang. So listen, Buck, tell me where we at right now.
We
man?
live in the back of 807 bang bang. Bowman Towers, notorious in Peekskill. You know what I'm saying? Where we was born and raised at. You know what I'm saying? Childhood memories for days here.
Correct, man. This all let you know we here at Bowman Towers, 807, man.
Yes,
so we had to do this. Listen, if I was gonna do an interview with somebody, it had to be my bro right here, man. You know, this is where we from. Alright, so while getting into it, Jamar, tell us a little bit about yourself as far as how you grew up. You know.
Well, we started all here. This is where it all started. This is the foundation. This is this is what built the character, the person, the man, who I am right here. All the things I've seen here, all the things that was done here growing up, paved the way to who I become, and it built the character that I have today. So I grew up here, 807 bang bang, 2F all day. You know what I'm saying? And seen and witnessed a lot of things growing up in this building, and it built the character and the man I am, and I'm 100% proud of who I am and where I come from.
Correct, and I'll say likewise too. You know. So going into it, when you talk about, you know, seeing a lot of things, without going too much into the particulars of things, what were some of the things that you seen or we seen as kids that, as kids, we probably really shouldn't have seen, but unfortunately due to the environment that we lived in, growing up in the 80s, right. You know, that you seen those things and you look at that now as an adult and you go, man, I seen that every day as a child. I probably shouldn't even, right. I didn't even know I was seeing that every day, but you don't, you know, as a child, you don't really know what's going on, you know? Can you elaborate on that? It's like, what were some of the things we would see or you would see as kids growing up here?
I think we seen it all. As kids, I think we seen everything we wasn't supposed to see. You know what I'm saying? I think the environment was all the way bad. I mean, we played football on crack valves. We seen it. It was like, it was a live version of The Walking Dead out here every day when you walk out the building. So it was very different, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a normal life, but it was normal to us. And now when you grow up and see things change, you realize how unnormal the circumstances you was living in. But we made it fun. I still love my childhood. It was fun to me, but we seen a lot of things that we shouldn't have seen, from drugs, prostitution, to violence, to police brutality, to everything. So, you know, that's what you get when you grow up in a poverty environment where it's kill or be killed or eat or get eaten.
Now that you look at it as an adult, do you think that there were some things that you've seen that might have caused, as a child, post-traumatic stress from certain different things? Like you said, seeing those things and now looking at it and go, wow, do you think some of those things cause triggers or, you know, anything to that nature?
I say it caused me to become what I seen, to be honest with you. I feel like when you go outside and you see people selling drugs, people making money that way, and you look at your circumstances and your circumstances ain't the greatest, at a young age I recognized that my circumstances wasn't the greatest. That's one thing I did recognize, and I wanted to make a change. And in those type of days, a job wasn't the way. To be honest with you, it wasn't a lot of money being made, and there wasn't a lot of blacks being hired at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it was discouraging, but I became what I seen every day, and that created the post-traumatic stress from going to prison for those things. You know what I'm saying? I did, and becoming a street guy and being out in the street and doing a lot of wrong things, you're going to end up in prison. And when you end up in prison, you see more things you don't want to see. You become more of an animal, you become more of a menace, you know what I'm saying? And then that creates the post-traumatic stress for me, I guess, you know what I'm saying? I guess it was an accumulation of everything I've seen throughout my childhood, and I still deal with the PTSD.
Wow. So now, you know, when we grow up, especially growing up here, we didn't really have too many positive male role models, right? I mean, even though my stepfather was there, that was kind of later on.
Right.
I think with your mom, you might have had I remember she was with someone, but he could have been in it, you know, maybe, I don't know. But how much did that play a part in your life of not having a strong male, black male there to say, yo, look, you can go this way, you can go that way, being there with you, whatever. How much, now looking back at it, how much of a role did that play of not having that male role model there?
Oh, for me, I think it was big. I think it was big because I didn't see it from my older brother, my older sister, me, or my younger brother. So none of us really had a father figure to look up to and, you know, or guide us in the right direction or tell us we doing something wrong. We only had our moms, and she couldn't contain us all. She did the best she could. She raised us well. She did a hell of a job. Salute to my moms, man, because she did a hell of a job raising us in the circumstances we was in. But without a father figure, it became difficult. It was difficult at times, you know what I'm saying, to not understand why my father ain't here, why he don't want me, why he ain't checking for me, all those things at times when other people go with their fathers for the summer or do this, and I had to sit back and say, damn, this is crazy, and figure things out on my own. And when you're trying to figure things out on your own as a kid, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. And you know, that I dove into sports, but that only lasted until it was, when I needed money, I needed money. So it was like, the sports went out the window at that point. It was like, man, listen, I'm tired of not having no food in the house. I'm tired of my clothes being so raggedy. I'm tired of my sneakers being busted. I'm tired of, you know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to eat. My stomach growling all the time. So I went out and did what I had to do, feeling like I was being a man, you know what I'm saying? But in the overall, I was really making a mistake that a father figure probably could have corrected.
And so my question is, you said something previous about you needing that, and you just said it on this one too. You listen, basketball, sports, the thing that I love to do, wanted to do, they weren't providing, you know, any food in the table, right? So at what point in your life do you remember, or the circumstances of when you said, hey, listen, I got to do something else. I got to probably start getting in the street selling drugs or whatever have you. Do you remember how old you was at that time in life?
Yeah, I was very young. I ain't gonna lie. It was around probably 13, 14 years old is when I started to dabble into the streets, slowly dipping my feet into the drug game, and then with the drug game, you get involved in a whole bunch of other stuff to maintain what you get on the drug game. So it just started, it was like a snowball effect. Once I started getting into the streets, once I started putting sports aside and really going into the streets, it did a lot of negative things for me, you know what I'm saying? Mentally and, you know what I'm saying, physically. It was just a negative snowball effect. Once I stepped foot in them streets and started doing what I do, but I dedicated myself to that, and that's what I was. And then once I became that, I had to be that 100%. So I dove into that, and I did that full force for a lot of years, which caused a lot of PTSD as well, because it caused a lot of trauma and pain as well to my family and to, you know, myself by spending a whole lot of time in prison.
So at that age, you said 13 and 14 years old, you start telling. Was there anyone out in the streets that was older that you might have looked up to, that was in the streets, that was like, yo, listen, young man, you're a kid, go to school, you know, this ain't for you. You don't want this type of life. Did anyone out here, and that's, you want to say they, you know, I know you're not anyway, but that try to say, you know, deter you from entering into this world? Or did they just say, yo, come on, here.
To be honest with you, it was a welcoming thing. It wasn't back then it was a different type of world we living in back then. So it wasn't, I didn't have nobody telling me, yo, stay out the streets, you know what I'm saying? I had my older brother as a big example, and I looked up to my older brother, and he was doing it all the way the right way. So that's the path I should have been following instead of, but I felt like I needed to be the man to provide for my mother, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to see my mom's in the circumstances she was in. And I knew the long road of college that my brother took, you know what I'm saying, wasn't going to get us where we needed to go at the moment. But so I didn't have nobody really telling me to not be in the streets. I had the mentality at the time coming from here that nobody couldn't tell me nothing anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I was going to do what I was going to do. I was influenced by what I seen in front of this building, across the street, in the park, all over through the town. This was to be honest with you, when we grew up, this town was drug infested. There was drugs being sold on every corner. You know what I'm saying? It was too hard to not see what was going on. It was too much money being made to not be enticed by, you know what I'm saying? So I salute all the people who didn't go the route I went, but I know majority of the people who came out this building went the route I went. You know what I'm saying? So I salute the people who didn't go the route, but the money and the things that was going on at that time was very enticing. And to be honest with you, just to answer the question is, I didn't have nobody telling me. I had people more or less pulling me into the streets instead of telling me, yo, go to school, play ball, you nice, you know what I'm saying, do this. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed the success we had doing basketball, but it was, like you said, it wasn't putting no money, it wasn't putting food in my mom's cabinet, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the streets came in.
So, a side note real quick. You said pretty much everyone that came from this building, our building, 807 Bowman Towers. You're going to hear me say that a lot. But
bang, bang. Make sure they know
we got to represent.
Bang, bang.
You know, do you think it was because people on the outside just think everyone from Bowman, this is what they want to do. They want to sell drugs. They want to live this life. They want to do that. Do you think that's the case, or do you think it's the lack of opportunities, right? We don't have, in the conditions that we live in, which causes us to then say, now, survival of the fittest. What do you think? Do you think everyone that come from Bowman, or majority is just raised in that condition where we say we just want to sell drugs? Or
I don't think everybody just want to sell drugs. I think back when we was growing up, there was more of a lack of opportunity than most. Now, especially nowadays, it's a lot more opportunities now than it was when we was coming up. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like there was opportunities out there to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? But it depended on what your mentality was and what you valued and what you seen out your own two eyes, out your vision. When I came out to play football and basketball every day, I seen the drug dealers right watching us drinking 40s and you know what I'm saying? And they got the women, they had the jewelry, they had the cars, and that's what looked cool to us, you know what I'm saying, and appealed to us. And it took a lot of focus to bob and weave that, you know what I'm saying, to stay on the straight and narrow path. I would say it took more willpower to stay on the straight path than it was so easier to go on the other side, is what I'm going to say. You know, than stay on the straight and narrow from the things we seen every day growing up in this city, in this town, especially this building.
So you talk about prison and different things of that nature. Take us through real quick, briefly. You don't have to go all drawn out, but your experience, what happened, right? What led you to go into prison, and you know, your experience going through that whole system. Now you're adapting to a whole new lifestyle. Now you got to be told when to eat, when to this and that and that. So, you know, we can get an idea of you actually fully turning the corner 100% and saying, hey, this is the life, this is what comes with it, and now I'm in this position.
Yeah, like I said earlier, once I chose to be into the streets, I was dedicated to it. So I dove into it, I was committed to it, and those was my morals and principles at that time. So at that time, if I'm a street guy, I gotta live by the code, the street codes, the morals, the principles, and I did that. And of course, me being in the streets, the end result, 9 out of 10 times is jail. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know too many successful drug dealers. I'm sure they are. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The ones I know got caught. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So I'm gonna speak on that. And you know what I'm saying? So eventually I ended up in prison. And prison is a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like motherfucking modern day slavery to me, you know what I'm trying to say? Because it's like they pay you what they want to pay you. They pay you like a slave. They treat you like a slave, you know what I'm saying? Go in, knock in, eat a bullpen sandwich, eat, you know what I'm saying? When they eat, they give you what type of food you want, whatever they want to give you, and they talk to you crazy, and they dehumanize you, you know what I'm saying? So it's a humiliating experience for me, but when you have to do it, you adapt and you adjust and you make the proper adjustments to survive. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I had to do while I was in there. I had to sit back and make the proper adjustments and become what I needed to become to survive in there. You know what I'm saying? And whether that was be an animal or whether that was be quiet, you know what I'm saying? It was different at times. At times I had to be a beast. At times I was good and I was able to chill. You know what I'm saying? But that's what come with prison, man. And you see a lot of disturbing things in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a fun place to be. So if you growing up and then you in the streets right now, I'm advising you as an OG and as a man that been through the system, that's not where you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
I asked everybody this who's went to prison I've interviewed, and I want to know your answer. When you got in there, truthfully, were you ever afraid? Because again, not so much of, again, it's something new. You're around other dudes that probably did things same as you or probably even worse. Were you ever afraid?
Nah, to be honest with you, I don't even recall a time in my life where I was ever afraid, to be honest with you. And I ain't trying to act like I'm a macho man or nothing like that. I don't know if that's a trait that's inside of me, fear or afraid. I never felt afraid about nothing ever in life, to be honest with you. But there was scary moments in there, you know what I'm trying to say? It was moments where it was scary and things happened and I seen things get crazy, but I mean, I don't think it was ever a moment while I was in prison that I was actually afraid, you know what I'm saying? It was adjustment, you know what I'm saying? But I knew it was something I would always get through. I didn't never feel afraid like somebody was gonna do something to me, because I felt like I was gonna do something to somebody if they tried to do something to me. So it was always, I never was scared. I'm gonna say that, you know what I'm saying? But I seen things that was fucked up in there. I seen things that was scary in there. I seen things happen to people in there that was crazy.
Did you ever get the support and love from family or friends when you was in there? Because you know everybody usually say, yo, when I'm in prison, you know, the love that I thought I had, it stopped, you know, this and that, whatever have you, or, you know, what was that like? Did you feel like you was in there by yourself?
I felt, sometimes. There was times where I had support from friends, and there was times I had support. My mom's always been there, you know what I'm saying? She supported me all the time because she just believed in me, and that love, you know what I'm saying? Mama love is just different.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I'm saying? She always supported me while I was in prison. You know, I had females I dealt with at the time that supported me while I was in prison. friends here and there, you know what I'm saying? Hit or miss, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't always there. There's only one guy I could say that was always there for me no matter what, and that's Blue, you know what I'm saying? And I got a name drop him because that's Big Bro, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a dude that could get anything out of me because, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, vice versa. I kind of did the same thing for him too, you know what I'm saying? Because he started going to prison before I did. You know, I always held him down, you know what I'm saying? But that's one guy I could say that was always there, always made sure my kids were straight, always checked in on my mom's, like real nigga shit, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So, yeah, salute the Blue.
Salute the Blue, you know? So, I want to touch on something real quick that when you talked about your love for basketball and different things, but then you also had a love for something else and you're still doing it, which is music. Absolutely. So I want to touch that part because that is a big part to me of what I see from you, you know, and about how did you get into the music? When did you start realizing, yo, man, I got something here, like I'm actually nice. Like, tell us that whole, you know, process and still what you're doing now. Because, you know,
so growing up in the streets, it's like, boom, music is the soundtrack of the streets. So music is just music in the streets and basketball, sports, all that entwined together. So from going to sports streets, music. It was always like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Kim said, sports, drug, entertainment. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was kind of raised. So as a basketball, I like to hear you want to hear the music before you play ball, get hyped up. You listen to what you hyped up, and then when you're in the streets, listen to what you get hyped up. First time I really felt like music came into it. I always rapped a little bit coming up in high school, you know what I'm saying? And I used to do my little freestyles and rap at the high school and all at the parties and stuff like that. Pete Peterson used to always give me the mic, salute, you know what I'm saying?
Pete.
You know what I'm saying? Used to always let me
drop a lot of knowledge then. We didn't pick up on it then, but now you see. Yeah.
But he used to always let me get on the mic and do my thing at the high school parties and all that, so I started getting a little name and buzz. But when I really started taking it serious is when I kind of heard Mobb Deep, you know what I'm saying? I kind of heard the Infamous album. That was my first experience of feeling like I could rap, you know what I'm saying? It was because they was just talking about what I was doing every day. Like when I listened to the Infamous album, I said, damn, this is my everyday life. You know, he's basically narrating what we do every day. And I said, if you could rap and just talk about what you do every day, I could do it, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I started wanting to be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when let me correct that. I never really wanted to be a rapper, but that's when I started taking rap serious, and I felt like I got a story to tell, and I just wanted to tell how my everyday was, and I wanted to follow Mobb Deep and P, Prodigy, and all them, their format, and create my own, you know what I'm saying? And then I kind of got in the group with Stud and Black as the horror, and you know, that's where it all took off. That kind of got popular, and you know, because I never really wanted to be famous or out front. I'm a in the shadow kind of guy. I like to stay behind the scenes, and you know, so I never wanted to be a celebrity. That's why I never really chased the music, but I just loved it and had a passion for it because it was just therapeutic to me, you know what I'm saying? To me, that's my therapy, you know what I'm saying? That's what, other than that, people don't really hear me talk. This is probably the most people gonna hear me talk in probably my whole life through this interview, because I really don't do interviews and things like that, and people don't really hear me talk, so people don't really even understand me. They don't really know who I am, because I don't really let people, if you ain't really in my circle, you never really had a conversation with me, because I'm that sheltered and I'm that private, and I'm, you know, so it's dope, man, and music just inspired me to do a lot of things, and I made my way with that. Now I engineer, I have my own studio, you know what I'm saying? I video edit, you know, I shoot videos, and I branched off from music through a lot of things, and created a lot of business opportunities through music, you know what I'm saying? So I still got a passion for it, I still love it, I still jump in there every now and then and lay a verse down, lay a feature down, and just do it for passion, because at this point I'm just doing it out of love. I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it with no expectations, and it feels good when you do it with no expectations and people is not You know what I'm saying? Oh, I sold this and I sold that and I sold more than you and my video is doing better. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? At this point in my life, I had my chance. I rocked shows. I did tours. Did my thing. You know what I'm saying? So
let's talk about that though, because man, I know, and I'm not just saying that, man. I know how nice you are in the booth, man. You and Black and everything else. And I always said, again, I can't speak from older people ahead of, because I wasn't following them, but in my generation, and to see guys from right here, the building, I said, nah, he got it. Him and Pac, they got it. They got it. So, and I was like, nah, they gonna get signed. They gonna be the hottest artists. So, what were some of the things that you seen in the business that, like, everybody may have an expectation, like, yo, this was gonna happen. Boom, boom. What were some of the things you seen that made you feel like, oh man, this is not what I really thought it was, or damn, they trying to jip me on money with a deal and this and that and whatever. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Those kind of things came early, like, because we did a show. I don't know if you remember, we did the show in the Paramount, and we won the Paramount. Yeah. I was about 17 years old. There was a couple record labels there then, and then we got to talking business, and the business never got right. You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, we kind of scrapped that whole plan and kind of took the independent route. You know what I'm saying? And that's when kind of me and Black, we kind of split up the harbor, and me and Black started the SK thing, and we linked with Sid, and we formed the Real Minds Entertainment, you know what I'm saying, thing with Sid, and we just started knocking things out, and that we grew our own following, you know what I'm saying? So we just skipped the business and just started doing it out the trunk like Master P, and that's
correct.
And that's what really kind of took us to another level, because we had it in every bodega out here as well.
Right,
we drew up
And
contracts.
I still got some of them now.
Right, we drew up the contract.
I'm gonna show them up in the video too.
Right.
You know.
So we started taking the independent route, doing it out the trunk the Master P way, and that kind of got us popular. We did a little couple contracts with the bodegas and sat them in there, and where people could go to a physical store and cop them, you know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of groundwork, but we had the posters all over, everywhere, and we did our own marketing, we did our own thing, and it kind of took us off, you know what I'm saying? So that took us to another level, and our popularity kept growing and growing and growing, and then when next thing you know, we had the tent.
And you was, like I said, traveling, doing tours. So tell us again, just because I'm gonna stick to the music, some of the places you went, doing music, doing shows and different things, and did you get a chance to do any collabos with anybody that you might wanted to, or anything of that nature, or?
No collabos.
Any rap beefs, anything, because that happens, man. So we gotta, talk about that.
The famous rap beef we had. We'll get into it in 1 second. But as far as shows we go, we did the Paramount, which was dope. That was probably the biggest thing we did when I was so young. To do that and rock that stage, that was big for us. We did the joint that everybody's going to now. We started that spot. You know what I'm saying? We definitely did Lacunas. We did Brass Rail. We did a bunch of spots, man, all over. We created our own tour. We was basically telling the club owners or the bar owners that we get the door, they get the bar, we gonna pack it up, and it was working for us, you know what I'm saying? So we did the New Yorker, we did every event close and upstate, not much downtown, you know what I'm saying, other than probably White Plains, no further than that, but So we kept it 914, 845, but we still had a nice following in the city as well, though.
Okay. So if you want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it. Some of the rap beefs you found yourself, because I was hearing a lot of stuff, and I'm seeing a lot of things going on. What was that? What did that come down to? Some of the, again, you don't got a name.
Nah, we ain't gonna get crazy with it, but it's just shout out to the league and everybody. You know what I'm saying? We all good now. Everybody's straight. You know what I'm saying? As we passed that, but that was an issue. You know what I'm saying? We had a little rap beef with them, which we took a little back and forth records, and shit got heated in the street, and everybody. If you out here, you know about it. So, but it ain't, we passed it, and we did what we had to do. Everybody respect each other now, and That's all it's about. It's about respect.
Correct.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Correct.
that's all it ever was about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never had no disrespect for them, but I'm not a man that's going back down from no challenge. I'm going to just say that. And I stood up, handled my business, and it went where it went. And, you know what I'm saying? And we all moving on from that shit. And it's cool, because we all cool now. And that, you know what I'm saying? And luckily it didn't end up
that way.
It ended up, you know what I'm saying, uglier than it did. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Because it definitely could have went there, but you know, it was good that we at the point we at now.
Absolutely. And I personally last night spoke to a big homie Lid, and and I told him I was doing you. He said, "Yo, tell that man I said what up, and tell him I send my love for him.
Right.
Let him know I love him."
And let me speak on Lid, man. That's one of my biggest OGs. I want everybody to know that he's one of the people who groomed me to be who I am. Him, Spoon, Wop, you know what I'm saying? They groomed me to be the man. Watching them, but Lid took a liking to me because I was humble and quiet, kind of like he was, but ruthless. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of took a liking to me. He was kind of like my biggest influence, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of moved how he moved for a while, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to salute the big homie, man, and you know what I'm saying? Real spill. And me and him even had a moment when it all came to a head. We was both in prison, you know what I'm saying, in the holding cell together, and he told me, like, yo, listen, let's leave that shit alone, man. Let's leave that shit out on the street, man. And nothing but respect for the homie, and that's all he ever had to say to me, because I had that much respect for him, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't a target either, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at the same time, I didn't want to go where it went, but I ain't no target. I'm not a person nobody gonna pick on and do nothing to, and that's gonna be that. So, but it's all love.
Correct.
So salute to big homie.
There's a lot of salutes here, man.
Right.
And shout out to Sid, CEO Sid.
Yeah, CEO Sid, salute, bro.
Man. Definitely.
And let me get into Sid too, because I just briefly, you know what I'm saying, that's the man who gave me my opportunity to really do this music shit. So I got nothing but love and super respect for Sid. We built our company together. We was business partners for years. He's still doing his thing. I'm still doing my thing, and there's nothing but love and respect there. You know what I'm saying? Always, no matter what.
Correct.
We doing different things, but it's always gonna be love and respect. That was my business partner forever, and I got nothing but love for Sid. You know what I'm saying?
Correct, man. So glad we, you know.
Right.
But now going back, when you started talking about your music, because you started doing music first, then you went to prison, correct?
Right.
When you was transitioning on coming home, when you was in prison, were you thinking about, yo, man, now I gotta, you know, was music still even inside you? Because, you know, sometimes people say when they do music and they go to prison, or there's a lot, you know, that love for it kind of dies, you know. Was that your situation? And before then, what was your mind frame in the sense of not even just from the music aspect, but from the street life? Because some people go, oh, man, I've been locked up for a minute, I gotta catch up.
Right.
Or some people go, nah, this ain't it.
Right, I'm not gonna lie, the first couple times, I didn't do enough time for it to, you know what I'm saying, settle in. But when I did the time for the Tim murder shit, and I did the 6 years for that, that's when my mind's frame started shifting, because I had a young daughter at the time. She was 2. And when I left her at 2 and then returned and she was 9, that had an impact on me, and that made me not want to be in the streets anymore. That's what kind of pumped my brakes a little bit, like, yo, whoa, you know what I'm saying? That's a bit, you missed a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was, you know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of started to change in me, and to turn around to, you know, doing a lot more positive things and get my life back in order, you know what I'm saying? But while I was in prison, music was always there, but it wasn't at the forefront. But I was always dabbling in it, because I had a whole lot of time to write, and you know what I'm saying? So I was getting creative in there and wanted to come home and reestablish myself in the music game. So I definitely was, you know what I'm saying, in there, you know what I'm saying, doing some things, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like my focus, like I gotta, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely was sharpening my, you know, my stuff, so I could come home and make some things happen, if that was still an avenue for me.
You said that you was in there a few times, and one of the times You don't have to talk about it. So for that thing, I always tell people that.
Right.
For you was convicted of an attempted murder.
Right. I was convicted of attempted assault, but it started as attempted murder. I shot somebody in the neck.
In the neck.
Yeah.
Man. He told.
Yeah, he told.
We had to put that out there.
He told.
Yeah,
it's a couple people who told. And I'm not gonna,
we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that. Y'all know how I do my interview. We don't shout out nobody that told. So
I ain't bringing no negative energy, but
yeah. But you know, going forward, so you have a child now and everything else. While you said you away, so at that point, did you really get to see how important it was for you as a father to be in your child's life, given everything you said earlier about not having a father figure when you growing up to kind of show you the way and to say, hey, don't make this move, make that move, this and that, whatever have you?
Right, absolutely. That was the biggest impact on that, is me not having my father in my life. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna tell something the whole world don't know. I don't even know what my father looked like. I never seen him one day in my life, not a picture, not nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that about me because I don't really speak on it. So already I've done a greater job than my father done. But that was a big impact when I had kids. It was about being in my kid's life. And for the first 2 years of my first daughter's life, I had her all the time. I enjoyed being a father. So when that got taken away from me, I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really being a good father that I want to be. And that's so important to me, you know what I'm saying? Like being a father, if you see me now, if you follow me on social media now, you already know that
family with this man, everything about him being a father and everything else.
So you know what I'm saying, and that's what started to change. And when I started doing that 6 years for the attempt, you know what I'm saying, my mind frame shifted, you know what I'm saying, from the negative to the positive. So I came home, I lost a lot during that time. I lost one of my best friends, two of my best friends, you know what I'm saying? I lost Dolph, I lost Seth, you know what I'm saying, during that bid, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of broke me down too. It's like, man, the street shit ain't what it's supposed to be, man. This is all, you know what I'm saying? It's all I'm getting is a whole lot of prison time, you know what I'm saying, by honoring the code. And you know what I'm saying, I'm always honoring the code because I just can't go left. But I started transitioning myself from the streets to doing more positive things, getting jobs, working on my credit and things that wasn't taught to us as young, you know what I'm saying? And things that's valuable to me now, you know what I'm saying? Like working on my credit and getting a job and making sure I'm establishing a working history and these type of things, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I want to talk about something that's happened to you that just recently ended. Take us through the whole thing. I don't know if it happened in Yonkers.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about that.
Now I'll briefly go through it, but I'm not gonna talk too much. I still got one shoot pending still. That's
whatever you can say.
Up.
And if you don't want to say, it's perfectly fine.
Right.
If you don't want to talk about it, touch it at all, it's perfectly fine. I could talk about it and ask questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Question.
So, from my understanding, right, you were in Yonkers.
Yeah.
And it is my understanding that a police officer, a Yonkers police officer, I don't know if you're detectives or whatever, it don't matter, whatever. You were in Yonkers with someone else. And I don't know all the logistics, but it ended with him planting drugs on you.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So this is new to me. All right. So let me backtrack it. It ended with something where they lied and said that you did something or had something or whatever along that effect. You got arrested. You went to jail. I don't know if you still on parole. I don't know.
No.
Oh, wasn't on parole. All right. And
when I went to jail, yeah, I was on parole.
Yeah. So due to that, and on top of this officer lying, you went through the whole trial process, and you was convicted of this crime. which then sent you back to prison for something you did not do. Right. And you spent maybe, I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 5 years. 4 years for this crime that he did not commit. Right. Before we go deeper into that, when you were in there for something you know you did not do, how did that make you feel? Because it's one thing to be in there, yo, fuck it, I did it. For something else, you know, your past or whatever else. Right. Being there for something that you know you did not do, right. How did that make you feel? Tell me the mental aspect of that.
It was probably the worst. It probably was my worst 4 years in prison, to be honest with you. And I don't want to get into the details of what happened because, like I said, I still got one of my lawsuits about to wrap up. But it was a bunch of cops who lied, created false testimony, false police reports, false tickets, of that nature. I get into that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna get into the ins and outs of what took place. But a bunch of rogue officers did a lot of bad things, and it's all gonna come out because I got a documentary coming out as well, you know what I'm saying, with all the paperwork to substantiate everything I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave it at that. But, you know what I'm saying, sitting in prison, when you know you didn't do what, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at a police report that don't depict nothing that just happened, you know what I'm trying to say? It's just like, and then lies upon lies. With the police officers, they're not even keeping it real at trial. It's discouraging. It makes you, I do not trust the police. None of them. I don't care if it was Yonkers, Peekskill. I drive the speed limit. I don't want to engage in no police contact from now on. You know what I'm saying? I'm nervous when the police is behind me now because of what took place that day and what I experienced and what I seen them do to create lies and probable cause and you know what I'm saying? So my advice to the people who still out on the street, I'm gonna give you advice. You know what I'm saying? Learn the law, man. Learn your rights. Learn your probable cause. Learn what police do. They police tendencies. They do all these things to create probable cause that they don't have and screw you up. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't fight, you're never gonna know. See, a lot of people cop out, don't go to trial. When you go to trial, you get everything. And that was probably my best bet. And that's probably the only reason why I'm sitting here now, because I went to trial and I got everything and I was able to contest a lot of things that they said and did. And I found the evidence that proved, you know what I'm saying, what I was saying is right. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm sitting here today. So they perjured themselves, you know what I'm saying? They falsified evidence. They lied on the stand. You know what I'm saying? They lied to create probable cause, in my case. I got a whole list and I got all the paperwork to substantiate everything I'm saying, and I will do that at the appropriate time. You know what I'm saying? Correct. So while you were in there, I'm sure there was, every night was a sleepless night, because again, you didn't do nothing. Right. A lot of depression, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, all these different things going on with you. Did anyone, whether friends or family, because this is a tough question, they're not tough, but a sensitive question. Did anyone, you know, as far as family and friends ever say, when you say, hey, listen, I didn't do this, you know, they lied on me. Did anyone you feel ever, or did anyone ever say they don't believe you or anything of that nature? Or felt like given because of your past, this is police officer, why would they lie? You know what I'm saying? I feel like the system felt like that. I don't feel like anybody in my family, I feel like my mom believed me wholeheartedly. Okay. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I didn't feel like they questioned me because they know me. They seen the change. Everybody's seen the change. I was home for a long enough time for people to see the change in me. I was working 2 jobs, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much there. I'm working construction. I'm making $70,000 a year at this time. I'm making $38.60 an hour. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't need to sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? I was building my studio right over here in Washington before anybody had a studio over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this town. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I spent money. You know what I'm saying? I had a car that I paid $10,500 cash for. You know what I'm saying? That the feds got to automatically run that. You know what I'm saying? So all my shit is legit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't have a reason to be out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but you know what I'm saying? Whoever didn't believe me, it's cool. That's on them. That's their own. Everybody gonna form their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you gotta let people form their own opinion. Let them believe what they want to believe. I'm not a person that's into putting information out there to sway people. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. I stand on what I do and what I say, and I leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't gotta. When I pled guilty to things I wasn't guilty for, to be honest with you, because I went to jail for other people too prior, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we'll get into all that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with the doctor's coming, I'm telling you, the doctor's coming. So I done been to prison for, I done pled guilty for things I didn't do. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if I went to trial, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 100%, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Right, you know, I'm 100% standing on that.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
So when you went through this whole trial process and you got convicted for something you didn't do, what did the judge sentence you to? Like again, I know you was in there for 4 years, but what they give you like a 20-year sentence? I don't know. So that's
they gave me a 15-year sentence. The DA asked for 30 years, being based on my prior half and my prior records. So the prosecutor pressed for 30 years, and that's something I'll never forget. I just remember sitting in the court and the prosecutor just saying, give this man 30 years, and the judge like, why do you want to give this man 30 years? Like, because I'm sure she sat through the trial, and I'm sure the judge knew these cops wasn't being honest, man, but it's a system, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's so fucked up about the legal system is they can know you innocent. There's so many innocent people still sitting in prison that just can't get home because of time restraints. They didn't get the appeal in it. It's so many BS reasons that they get away with things. And that's what people don't know because they don't go through it. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's part of the things I'm going to be doing in the future is bringing out all the things that people don't know about the justice system, the shit that's underneath. Jury selection, things that they do. Like, I want to inform people on things that they do to railroad you and make sure you ain't successful at trial and things like that.
And I appreciate that. I want to commend you for that, bro.
Right.
For, going through something and recognizing that the system is flawed, as most of us know, right? And saying, hey, listen, I want to help out other people that probably are in the same situation as me or have been or don't know their laws and rights, and I want to bring awareness and bring knowledge to them on that, so they can have a fighting chance, So I definitely salute you for that, bro.
No
definitely,
question. And quiet as kept.
And it takes an 807 brother to do that.
Right, all day. But quiet as kept, I done that for at least 10 to 12 individuals since I've been home. This 8 years I've been home, I done assisted at least 10 to 12 people on coming home from prison and trying to put them in a better position. And if you follow me on social media, you seen me do that. And I did that at the kindness of my heart. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not for no return, nothing. You owe me something, nothing. Just because I know how it was when I came home, to come home to nothing, to have to restart and get everything over again. That was a bummer for me. You know what I'm saying? I had my freedom back, but I had nothing. I lost everything. I lost my studio. I lost all the money I had. I lost my car. I lost you know what I'm saying? I started from scratch when I came home, and I rebuilt my life, and I got so much now, and I'm so blessed. But it took time, you know what I'm saying? Throughout these 8 years, I accumulated so much knowledge and things, and I tried to help so many people that the blessings just don't stop. And now I'm in a position, the greatest position I've ever been in my life.
Before we talk about that real quick, I want to talk about, because it's important for me to highlight, when you came home the first day, or you was coming home, right? What was that feeling like?
It was somewhat relief, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, because it was, when I knew 2 weeks prior to me coming home, I was coming home. I had a conversation with my lawyer. He told me the details of what was going on and what they found on the cops and all that stuff. And then I was coming home in 2 weeks. So it was a relief, man, to be honest with you, but they were still talking of retrying me, so, you know, I still didn't have the full moment, so I still had to be, okay, I still got to fight the fight, you know what I'm saying? So I came home really with that mentality, and then 2 or 3 weeks later after I was home, the cold case got dismissed and sealed, and I was good from there. Then I kind of felt relief, but still, I was starting over. I had nothing. I had no money. I couldn't get a job for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, so it was still a struggle. I didn't have nobody looking out for me. Nobody didn't give me nothing. None of my friends, none of them did nothing for me, so I was just starting from scratch, and look where I'm at now.
So we're gonna talk about the blessings, man. Tell us the things that you are doing now, all the great things that you're doing now. You know, I'm gonna let you have the floor. Go ahead.
All right, well, what I'm doing now is a whole bunch of positive things, man. I'm a humble king. I'm positive. I preach positivity, you know what I'm saying, and I try to help as many people as I could. I own a recording studio. I engineer. I video edit. I own a video editing production company. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. I just try to uplift people and try to help people on a music journey. I just renovated my studio, so you know what I'm saying? If you're interested in music and trying to get your career off the ground, holla at me. Need videos shot, I shoot all type of videos. You know what I'm saying? Podcast stuff, video editing stuff, music video stuff, you know what I'm saying? Event stuff, parties. I do it all. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of everything, man. I also press t-shirts for merch. If you need that, I do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to expand on all the knowledge I gained throughout this 8 years since I've been home. I've just been feeding my brain with, you know, things I want to do and learning the things I want to do and applying it. And you know, I accumulated a lot of equipment and accumulated a lot of success with it, and I was also successful in one of my lawsuits, so I'm blessed, and I got another blessing coming, and that's the price you pay when you're a good guy, you know what I'm saying, and you know, you put your best foot forward, the blessings don't stop.
So do you want to talk about, real quick, I don't know, a few more questions left.
Right.
Do you want to talk about some of the things that you have already done, like projects that you've done that are out now, so people notice, so they can, you know, watch it and support it and whatever have you?
Right. Yeah, well, you can always go to YouTube and find all the videos we did. You know what I'm saying? The albums, most of the albums we got is out on Tidal or you know, any streaming platform. We got albums up there, Street Kings I'm about to do a solo EP soon. I got an EP that just dropped on the 20th with my brother Solar and Sid Music, and two new artists that I just met, and they invited me to their project. So beautiful thing, man. I just did a project with Hoyt that's dope, and I'm just trying to help people get their music thing out. I love music, got a passion for music, and I just want to help people, you know what I'm saying, as much as I can, man, without the headaches, because sometimes helping people come with headaches, and you know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to, you know, everybody think people want something from them. I'm a guy who's genuinely here. I got it. I don't need nothing from you. I just showed y'all that the last 8 years that I could do a lot of things on my own. So I'm just in the business of trying to help people as much as I can and push positivity. That's why I am.
Did you shout out your movie project?
Oh yeah,
you gotta come on, bro.
Shout out First Day Out. Go check First Day Out. That's on Prime right now. Go check out Side Chicks in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? We got Side Chicks in Miami. We shooting that December 1st through the 7th. So that's coming. We got another movie, City of Sirens. We shooting in the city, coming soon. Shout out to my cousin Trelly, you know what I'm saying, and my cousin KV and the whole staff over there, you know what I'm saying, at Trend TV. We working. So seeing Peekskill now, 2023, from how we grew up here and seeing Bowman Towers now, what's the difference you see growing up, how we grew up here in the 80s from now? Oh, big difference. Big difference. I mean, it's just, To be honest with you, I can't even believe how much they cleaned up the town, because like I told you, growing up, it was just, you either getting high or you selling it. You know what I'm saying? It was like that, or you playing sports. That was pretty much it that was going on out here. Now it's like nobody plays sports. The parks is empty. There's like there's nobody's outside. Everybody's gaming and on their computer, or we couldn't even afford a computer in our day, so it wasn't even
definitely could.
No, that wasn't even an option for us. You know what I'm saying? So the only option we had was to be outside and, you know what I'm saying, get into the sports and do the things. So city changed a lot. It's it's a lot more diverse, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I still lovely city, still proud of my city. You know what I'm saying? It definitely changed a lot though, but I'm still proud to call myself a Peekskill dude.
All right. So now, if someone's watching right now and they looking at, and I ask everyone this question, but I want to ask you too. If someone's watching right now and they looking to go the route that you went earlier in your life, as far as, going into the streets or whatever have you, they watching it. What advice do you have for that person, that young man right now who's listening, who don't got no, there's no food in the refrigerator,
right?
Wants to play ball, wants to do whatever, but I need money,
right?
And they're looking at their options like, it's probably the only best option for me right now.
Right.
What would you say to that man right now that's watching, that young kid right now that's watching?
I would say it's enough examples out here to tell you not to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I felt that same way. I felt that same pressure. I felt that, and where it got me 13 years in prison. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done did about 13 years in prison. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the route you want to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to tell you not to. I mean, I'm going to tell you find a better option, you know what I'm saying? Or be patient, because to be honest with you, I had to be patient this whole 8 years as my lawsuits was playing out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was times I was up, there was times where I was fucked up. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I had to preach patience and prioritize what's important. And what's important is my freedom. You know what I'm saying? Being here for my kids. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth taking a risk when you got to remove yourself from society. Anything ain't worth that. Freedom is priceless. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say focus on your freedom and stay focused, man, because tough times don't last. Tough people do.
Last question, bro. What do you, when it's all said and done, smoke is clear, what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to be remembered by or for?
Right, I'm building my legacy around what I'm doing now, pretty much. My legacy is cemented from what I did in the street, and now I'm just into helping people, and that's my legacy. I got so many people that always say, yo, you looked out for me, or I heard this and I heard that, and that inspired me. You inspire me how you take care of your kids every day. Like how I see you go hard for your kids, how you post your kids up, and how you at the school every day. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people come and say, yo, that made me be a better father. You know what I'm saying? That's what I take pride in. You know what I'm saying? People seeing this man came from prison, you know what I'm saying, and got 3-4 businesses now, you know what I'm saying? Some of my friends come to me and be like, yo, I can't believe you sat around all this time, you know what I'm saying, and you did everything you said you was going to do. You said you was going to stay away from everybody, stay away from the crowd, do this and do that, and everything you did, you done. And that's what I've done. I built my own legacy. I got everything I lost back and more. And you know what I'm saying? It feels good that I don't have to look over my shoulder, worry about the police, you know what I'm saying, worry about none of the BS, because I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's now, and I don't have people around me that's pushing me in the direction to get in trouble. I got people around me that's motivating me to do better and bigger and better things. So I just became so business savvy, and I soaked up all the knowledge I need to know to do the things I want to do, and I'm just making them steps towards them. And I'm gonna say, if you want to do something, start making them steps towards your goals and your dreams, because that's what I'm about. I'm about, you know what I'm saying, building success, you know what I'm saying, and walking towards my goals and my dreams. and nothing else, and all the distractions, I'm keeping them away from me. You never really, if you look at my Instagram, I'm mostly by myself all the time, and that's purposely. It's not because I don't love the people I love, it's just I'm focused on what I want to do and where I want to go in life, and that's where I'm at, man. I'm not with the dumb shit. I'm not letting people put me in positions to fail. And I'm trying to put people in positions to win. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanna build, I'm all for it if it makes sense.
Listen, that's what 807 dudes do. We put people in a position to win. Right.
Right, all the time.
Well, yo, Jay, I appreciate you. I love you.
You already know, man.
Thank you for coming on here,
You
man.
already know, man.
You know,
From
any last words? Any last words?
Just a big shout out to my brother Ty, man, from the Sandbox. Let me just say that, man, I'm telling you, man. Sandbox shit. When I tell you sandbox shit, man. Day one, we grew up in this building. We did a lot of things together, from sports to fighting to, you know what I'm saying? Doing kids stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that's my guy for forever. Big salute. Salute to all the people I did business with, I'm in business with, I did business with before, all my peoples. Salute, man. Love y'all all. No bad blood to nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on a whole positive vibe, and I hope y'all on a whole positive vibe, man. So grow. My whole thing is grow and build. That's my solution. That's my whatever phrase, my whatever catchphrase is grow and build, man. I suggest y'all grow and build every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. I try to grow and build every day.
Bro, thanks for coming on here. Appreciate you. Love you, man. Childhood friend, like you said, from the Sandbox. And this is 807 Bowman
bang.
Towers. I told you I had to get one of 807's finest to come here and do this. Rest in peace to the two 807 soldiers, Marvin and Jerry.
Yeah,
you know,
my
shout out to them.
Salute,
807,
jokes.
rest in peace, man, to them. And, you know, thank you guys for watching. This is Different with Ty. You know, it's my brother. Peace out.
Tell me why they hating on the winners. We don't lack over here, we handle business. Nah, we don't lack over here, we handle business.